This is QD Clinic. Hi, I'm Jack Cush with RheumNow. QD Clinic is brought to you by RheumNow.live 2024. It's happening. It's coming up. What do you want from a great medical meeting? You know what I want? I want to be inspired. I want to hear clarity. Clarity that either confirms what I do or tells me a new or better way. And I really want to interact. I want to be able to speak, and I want to hear what others think. And that's kind of what we've put together. It's not too late to attend virtually. Go to RheumNow.live and register. So today's case is a 43-year-old woman who is put on in this case, an IL-17 inhibitor. I don't need to say which, but it could be any biologic. It could be an IL-6, it could be an IL-1, it could be a TNF. In this case, it was an IL-17 inhibitor. And in her very first injection into the thigh, didn't notice anything. A week went by, she wasn't any better. About 10 days in, she got a rash at the injection site, right on the thigh. It started out about the size of a silver dollar, and then it expanded, and ultimately got to be about the size of bigger than the circumference of a softball, bigger than her hand. Not raised, not particularly itchy, or in the beginning she has some dysesthesia associated with it. There was the size of the lesion that made her concerned and made her come back to the clinic. And the question is, do you get these? If you're in this game long enough and use injectables enough, you've seen a lot of injection site reactions. And my answer is yes, you get them. And do you get them right away, or do you get them delayed? Most of them are right away, if not the same day, within the first 3 days. Most of them are relatively asymptomatic. It's rare that they would be painful. And if they are, I would worry about infection and other diagnoses, especially if they were warm or something like that. Can they be remote like this a week or two even after the injection? Yes, they can. Can they expand? Yes, they can. Can you get injection site reactions away from the site of the injection at remote sites? I've heard of those. I've never seen that myself. I've seen these really large ISRs, injection site reactions, with 2 or 3 of the 5 TNF inhibitors. Definitely seen it with anakinra. Don't know that I've seen it with the other IL-1 inhibitors. I can't say I've seen it with IL-6. I have seen it with IL-17. And the question is, what do you do about it? Well, usually it's alarming, right? And unless you believe the medicine is life-saving, you've got enough choices. You tell a patient, well, your body just doesn't agree with that. And you basically manage the ISR with topicals, rarely systemic steroids, hold them over, and when it's resolved, start them on something else. Tell them to inject another spot. And 9 times out of 10, that always seems to work very, very well. I think the real question comes if you're giving the therapy and it's presumably life-saving. It's COVID and the patient's getting an IL-6. It's someone with macrophage activation syndrome and you're starting them on an IL-1 inhibitor, and they get these. Can you power through them? I'll tell you my experience with ISRs and anakinra when we were doing the anakinra trials for rheumatoid arthritis. There, I had this one woman who came in at her 1-month visit. She had some injection site reactions at the 2-week visit after she started anakinra. She's doing daily injections of 100 milligrams, sub-Q, given in the morning. When she came back at 1 month, 28 days, she lifted up her skirt and her thighs looked like she had been shot with buckshot. She had, quarter size red lesions all over the place at varying stages of being bright red, brand new, and then fading and desquamating, meaning that they were 2 weeks old and about to go away. You could count these up and then determine how many days she's been on therapy. The interesting thing was she was not yet better from the anakinra for her RA on day 28. On day 35, she said she got dramatically better. When she came back 2 weeks after that day 28 visit, her swollen joint count had gone from like 9 to 0 or 1. And the point being that when you're getting all these ISRs, you may not be getting better, but they will stop. At least with anakinra, they were going to stop really at the end of a month. I've never seen them go on, seldom seen them go on after 1 month. So again, ISR management is largely talking to the patient with confidence, telling them, don't worry, this is going to go away, and that you have an alternative plan. That's how I manage ISRs. See you at RheumNow.live.